How are you? Okay, Nana, are you completed yesterday's worksheet? Participants still 50 members. What about the remaining members? Is there any doubt in yesterday's worksheet, Nana? Are you completed yesterday's worksheet? First question, Nityananda Reddy. ఒకసారి worksheet చూడరా. Worksheet లేదా? ఆగపోడా. Seventh question. Look at the first question, Nana. We will complete the first question first of all. If two cars are moves with a speed 45 km per hour each, okay, in the same direction with 200 meters apart, at the same time, another car of speed 45 km per hour in opposite direction crosses the first one, then find the time taken to cross the second car. Okay, Nana, total here, 3 questions are there. Okay, Hemasri, okay. I will say that question also. Wait. Look at here, first question, Nana. If two cars are moves with a speed 45 km per hour each in the same direction with 200 meters apart, and the third car is moving in opposite direction with the same speed 45 km per hour, okay, the first one crosses the first one, then find the time taken to cross the second car. This is the question here. Okay, Nana? All of you look at here, Nana, the first question. For example, if it is a first car, the car is moving with a speed 45 km per hour. The second car, another car is moving with the same speed 45 kilometers per hour only. Okay. The distance between these two cars is equals to 200 meters. It is one of the important model problem, Nana. Okay. 200 meters per hour. At the same time, a third car is moving opposite to these two cars, traveling in this direction. With a speed of 45 kmph. 45 kmph. That means 45 km per hour. Now here, he has to find the time taken by these two cars to meet the second car. He has to find the time just. Okay, Nana? Here the first two cars are moving with the same speed. That's why the distance between these two cars is always maintained like that only, 200 meters only. Okay, why? Because the two cars are moving with the same velocity. The distance between 200 meters always keep constant like that only. Here the third car is moving in the opposite direction. Okay, that's why here we are going to deal about the two bodies velocity. That's why we have to take the relative velocity. For example, suppose if you take a third car, it is a second car. He has to find the time taken by a third car to meet the second car. That's why relative velocity is equals to simply V3 plus V2. Why? Because both 3 and 2 are in opposite direction. Right? Now V3 plus V2 is equals to how much, Nana? V3 plus V2 is equals to 45 plus 45. That is equals to 90 km per hour. 90 kilometer per hour. If you convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second, then you will get 90 into 5 by 18. 18 ones are 18 fives. 5 fives are 25 meter per second is the relative velocity. Here the relative velocity is equals to 25 meter per second. And the distance between two is equals to 200 meters. Now time is equals to, what is the formula, Nana? Displacement by speed, simply. Displacement by velocity. That is equals to, displacement is equals to 200, whereas velocity is equals to 25. We know that 25 ones are 25 eights. The time taken to cross the car number 3 and car number 2 is simply 8 seconds. After 8 seconds, they will meet none. It is the question number 1. 8 seconds, right? Very good. In this way, how to do that problem? Okay, Nana? Are you clear about this one? Right. What was the next question, Nana? 7th question. 7th question is also very simple question only here. If you look at here, what is the 7th question? If two cars are moving, if two cars A and B moving along the direction of east and north with 10 meter per second, the direction of VBA means what, Nana? Velocity of a B car with respect to the A car. If two cars A and B are moving in the direction east and north, simply. VA is moving along the, first of all, take the directions, Nana. Question number 7. Take the direction for this one. If it is east, north, west, south. Okay, Rama. The first car is moving with a velocity VA along east direction. The second car is moving with a velocity, same velocity, VB along the north direction. VB. Now he has to find the velocity of a B with respect to A's direction. That is nothing but velocity of a B particle with respect to the A1. That is nothing but VB bar minus VA bar. VB bar minus VA bar. Then we can write, it is also can be written VB bar plus of minus VA bar. Here, the VBA, the velocity of a second or B particle with respect to the A particle is the resultant of VB bar and minus VA bar. It is a VB bar. It is a VA bar's direction. Now, what is the direction of a minus VA bar, Nana? The direction of a minus VA bar is, this is the direction of a minus VA bar. Now, resultant of VB bar and VA bar is, this is the direction. What is the direction of this one? What is the direction of here? Look at here. VBA. What is the direction, that one? Northwest. Right? Hemasri, are you understand, Nana? Okay, clear? Look at here, Nana. Today we are going to learn another concept in this relative velocity or in this relative motion. One of the most important concept is nothing but a river boat. Until now we are completed the concept of a relative velocity in one-dimensional motion, relative velocity in two-dimensional motion. Today onwards we are going to learn about the concept of a river boat concept. Okay, Nana? River boat concept. All of you look at here. river boat concept. Okay, Nana? Hala, if you look at here. For example, suppose if I take a river, just assume it is a river, Nana. Okay. If the river is flowing in this direction, it is the direction of a velocity of a river, VR. Just to take it as the direction of velocity of a river is equals to VR. The width of a river is equals to W. The distance between the two banks of a river is just to take it as a width of the river. Okay, Rana. Suppose if I want to cross this river from a point A to point B, from a point A to point B. Okay, by using a boat, I want to cross this river from a point A to point B. Okay, right, Nana? Now, in which direction I have to move, Nana, first of all? Suppose if I start from here, if the boat is moves in this direction, due to the river flow, there is a chance to move a boat in this direction. Yes or no, Nana? That's why initially I start the motion in this direction. It is the direction of a velocity of a boat with respect to the river. Here, all of you look at here, Nana. Okay. It is the direction of velocity of a boat. It is the direction of velocity of a river. To reach the point B, we have to steer that boat in this direction, VBR, where VBR indicates the velocity of a boat with respect to the river. Now, if a person observes that same boat from the ground, what is the actual velocity of the river, Nana? Okay, so what is the actual velocity of a boat here? The actual velocity of a boat is this one. This is the actual velocity of a boat. Why? Because whenever, although the boatman will start the boat in this direction, due to the river flow, finally the boat will reach the another side of a bank in this direction only. Just to assume, Nana. Okay, are you clear about these directions first of all? Once again, I'm explaining the directions of these three things, Nana. You have to keep in our mind while you're doing the problems in a river boat concept. You have to keep in our mind three. The first one is a velocity of the river. The second one is to reach the just opposite point of the river. First of all, initially you have to start the boat in the direction like this one. If you start in this direction, the boat will reach in this direction due to the flow of water. Okay, initially the boat is started in this direction with respect to the river. That's why I'm keep here velocity of a boat with respect to the river. If a person observe from the ground, this is the actual direction of a boat. Why? Because due to the some flow, whatever it is, maybe if you started with some angle also, in this direction also, finally the boat reach in this direction only. Why? Because the flow is continuously affected the motion of a boat. Until now, all of you understand, Nana? I understand the directions? Now, right. Here, look at here. First one, VR. VR is the velocity of a river. Velocity of river with respect to ground. Velocity of a river with respect to ground. Next one, VBR is nothing but VBR means what, Nana? Where B means boat, R means river. Velocity of a boat with respect to river. Velocity of a boat with respect to river. And the final one is velocity of a boat, VB means velocity of a boat with respect to, can anyone say the answer, Nana? What is meant by VB? Velocity of a boat with respect to, who is observing this direction, Nana? A person observer, with respect to the observer. Where the person is standing? What is the position of a person? What is the position of a person? He is standing on the ground. Good, very good. Now VB is the velocity of a boat with respect to the ground. With respect to a ground. Now look at here, Nana. If you observe here there is one triangle is formed. Yes or no? There is one triangle is formed here. It is the one of the side is VBR, another side is VR, and the closing side is VB. According to law of addition of vectors, according to law of addition of vectors, if you say specifically law of triangle addition of vectors, what is that, Nana? Here VBR plus VR is equals to VB only, na? In a triangle law of addition of vector, are you remember the concept? In a triangle law of addition of vectors, if A bar is the one of the side of a triangle, if B is the another side of a triangle, and the resultant of these two sides will give the third side in opposite direction, that is nothing but R is equals to A bar plus B bar. Yes or no, Nana? Here look at here, VBR bar is the one of the side and VR is the continuation of V bar another side. Resultant of these two will give the VB here according to given direction. Yes or no? Then we can write the resultant of VR and VBR will give the VB bar. VB bar is equals to VR bar plus VBR bar. Okay, or understand this formula, Nana? The total problems will be depends upon this formula only. VB bar is equals to VR bar plus VB bar. Now here, if you look at here, the motion of a river or the motion of a boat, both are two-dimensional motion only. Okay, here we are talking about the relative motion of a body is in two-dimensional motion only. That's why we have to discuss this velocity of a boat, that is equals to VR bar plus VBR in two directions. One is along horizontal direction, along vertical direction. For example, suppose if you take a vertical here, I am taking some angle theta. Okay, now VBR can be resolved into two components. Along the theta is equals to VBR cos theta. The remaining side will give us the VBR sin theta. VBR sin theta. Okay, Nana? Now look at here. For along horizontal direction, first of all, along horizontal, VB bar is equals to along horizontal, the river is moving with a velocity VR. Along horizontal, okay, what is the velocity of this one, Nana? Velocity of what is this one? VBR sin theta. That is nothing but here VR is moving along the right side direction. VBR sin theta is moving along the left side direction. Then you can write VR minus VBR sin theta. VR minus VBR sin theta. Along horizontal direction, the velocity of a boat is equals to VR minus VBR sin theta. Now along vertical direction, what is the velocity of a boat along vertical direction? VBR cos theta. VBR cos theta, that is nothing but VB bar is equals to VR. What is the value of river along the vertical direction, Nana? Along vertical direction is what is the value of river? What is the value of river velocity? The river is moving along horizontal direction. Yes or no? Super. Very good. Appas 0. Now velocity of river along vertical direction is equals to 0. Then velocity of a boat with respect to river is equals to VBR cos theta. Then you can write VR minus VBR cos theta, not Nana. VR is 0 there. That VR minus VBR cos theta is nothing but along horizontal direction. Along vertical direction, VB bar is equals to VBR cos theta. VBR cos theta. Okay, Namma? VBR cos theta. I understand these formulas, Nana. Once again, I'm explaining the concept. Look at it, and all of you, please look at the board. Don't copy anything. Okay, just listen. We're going to explain about the concept of river boat concept. For example, if it is the river, the width of a river is equals to W, right? And the river is moving with a velocity VR bar in the horizontal direction. A person wants to cross this river from a point of A and he wants to reach the point B here. Now, to reach the exact opposite of a river, he has to start in this direction slightly with making an angle with the vertical, that is nothing but a theta. It is a velocity of a boat with respect to the river. Okay, Nana? If a person observes the boat from the ground, it is the direction of a boat from the ground, VBR. If you look at here, there is one triangle is formed here, Nana, where VR is the velocity of the river with respect to the ground, where VBR is the velocity of a boat with respect to the river, whereas VB is the velocity of a boat with respect to the ground. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Nama. Now look at here. According to law of addition of vectors, VBR plus VR is equals to VB. Yes or no? If you look at here, VBR is the one of the side of triangle and VR is the another side of the triangle in the same direction. And resultant of this direction will become the third side in opposite order, slightly VBR. Then you can write VBR is equals to VR plus VBR. Here the riverboat concept is a two-dimensional motion. That's why you have to calculate, you have to analyze the motion in two dimensions. One is along horizontal direction, along vertical direction. Along horizontal direction, velocity of a boat is equals to, along horizontal direction, the river velocity is equals to VR. Along vertical direction, the boat velocity is equals to VBR sin theta. Why I am taking the minus, Nana? If you take the velocity of the river, the right side is taken as a positive. Now VBR sin theta is in the leftward direction. That's why I'm taking VR minus VBR sin theta. Right? Next one, along vertical direction. Along the vertical direction, the velocity of the river is equals to 0. Why? Because the river is exactly moving horizontal direction. There is no vertical motion of a water. That's why VBR will become VBR cos theta. These are the equation number 1. It is taken as the equation number 2. Okay, Rana? Next, we will find the time taken by a boat to reach the opposite side of the bank. Right? Copy this one, Nana. C. Lokesh, Naganiharika, Nityananda Reddy, Bhanu Chervit, Vignata. W means time. Dinesh Karthik. Next, look at the next one, Anna. Time. Time taken by a boat to reach the opposite side. Opposite side. Look at here, Nana. Here, the person want to travel how much distance to reach the another side of the river? That is nothing but a width of the river W. Yes or no? Here, now what is the formula for velocity? V bar is equals to displacement by time. From this, you can write time is equals to displacement by velocity in that direction. Now, time taken by a boatman or time taken by a boat to reach the other side of the nothing but now time is equals to, whereas the displacement has to travel to reach the another side of the river is nothing but width of the river simply. Now width of the river is equals to width of the river by now vertical velocity. Why? Because here we are going to find the time taken by a boatman to reach the another side, that is nothing but a vertical displacement. That's why here we have to use the vertical velocity. Now the time t is equals to width w by vertical component of velocity of a boat is how much? VBR cos theta. VBR cos theta here. VBR cos theta. VBR cos theta. By using this formula, we can find the time taken by a person to reach the another side of a bank or another side of the river or another bank of the river. Simply, time is equals to displacement by velocity. Whereas displacement is nothing but width of the river and velocity of the river is nothing but a VBR, velocity of a boat is nothing but VBR cos theta in vertical direction. Right? Copy that simple formula, Nana. Next, we will find the drift. Drift means what, first of all? Drift. Copy that one. Next, we will discuss about the drift means what. Akshay, are you copied none of that formula? Time. Are you copied that one? Taman Reddy, are you listening? Okay, okay, man. Nikhil, are you following that one only? Are you completed the classwork today's one? Once unmute, Nana, Nikhil. Okay, once show your classwork today's and yesterday's one to the camera. Yesterday's one. Are you copied yesterday's classwork in your classwork or not? Absent yesterday. Okay, okay. Make it fast. Take the from your friends. Hemasri, where are you, Nana? Once unmute Nana Hemasri. Here Nana. The person was started from a point A. He wants to reach the point B. Due to the heavy flow of a water, whatever it is, maybe the person finally changes or reaches to a point to here. If it is taken as a point C. Okay. Due to the river flow, if you want to reach the exact point, due to the river flow, the boat will exactly not reaches the point B. It may be suffers to the some deviation. Like that one, it may be comes to here now. This horizontal distance is called it as a drift. Drift. Understand what is meant by drift here? Are you understand? Now I am writing the definition here. Drift. Here drift is nothing but the horizontal displacement horizontal displacement traveled by a body or traveled by a boat on reaching the another bank of a river. Another bank of a river is known as drift. Drift. Okay, Nana? Drift is sub-concept in a river, yes. Okay, that only, Nana. Drift, time, these are all the concept. Still there is so much concept in this river boat concept. This is the next point. First of all, we are finding the time taken by a boat to cross the another side of the bank. On reaching the another side of the bank of a river, there is some horizontal displacement traveled by a boat. That horizontal displacement is nothing but a drift here. Now here, drift is the horizontal distance traveled by a boat. That's why I'm taking it is as a x. Now drift x is equals to, that is nothing but horizontal velocity in x direction into time. What is the velocity of a boat along the x direction, Anna? That is nothing but VR minus VBR sine theta. That only, na? Horizontal velocity of a boat along the x direction. VR minus VBR sine theta. Listen, don't write, don't copy the classwork. Listen, first of all, listen and respond each and everyone. Where is the drift is a horizontal displacement. That's why I'm using the horizontal velocity. Along the horizontal velocity, the boat is moving with a velocity VR minus VBR sine theta. Yes or no? Now, in the time is equals to t. Now, drift x is equals to VR minus VBR sine theta into, in the place of t means what, Nana? Time taken by a boat to reach the another side. Yes or no? What is the time taken by a boat to reach the another side? What is the value of that one, Nana? That is equals to W by VBR cos theta. W by VBR cos theta. This is the formula for finding the drift of a boat on reaching the another side, or horizontal displacement traveled by a boat on reaching the another side of the, or on reaching the another bank of the river. I understand what is the meaning of drift here? Drift is nothing but horizontal displacement on reaching the another side of the river. That's why I am using the horizontal velocity into time. Along horizontal velocity, the particles or boat is moving with a velocity VR minus VBR sine theta. Okay, that is equals into time. Just now we are deriving the equation for your time t is equals to W by VBR cos theta. VR minus VBR sine theta into W by VBR cos theta. This is the formula for finding the drift of the boat. Right? Copy that one, Nana.
Good morning, dear children. నాన్న నేను ఇప్పుడు చెప్పేది చాలా సీరియస్ గా ఉంది, వినండి. ఈ 10 days ఆన్లైన్ క్లాస్ చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ మీకు. ఈ 10 days లో ఎవరు అబ్సెంట్ అయినా, స్టూపిడ్ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ చేసుకొని తప్పించుకున్నా, హోంవర్క్స్ చేయకుండా సబ్మిట్ చేయకుండా ఉన్నా, వాళ్ళకి వచ్చినాక మీ పేరెంట్స్ ని పిలిపించి సార్ మాట్లాడతారు. సో మీ వల్ల పేరెంట్స్ వచ్చేట్లా చేసుకోకండి. ఇప్పుడు మార్నింగ్ జాయిన్ అయ్యారు, 5-10 minutes కంతా వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు. వైఫై కనెక్షన్ లేదు, కరెంట్ లేదు. కరెంట్ లేకపోతే సెల్లో డేటా ఉంటుంది కదా. నాకు స్టూపిడ్ ఎక్స్క్యూజెస్ చెప్పకండి. ఆల్రెడీ మొన్న చెప్పాను, ఇంటికి వెళ్ళొస్తాను అని. 2 ఇంటికి వెళ్ళేసి కూడా వచ్చాను. ఏ స్టూడెంట్ అనేది మీరు స్కూల్కి వచ్చినాక తెలుస్తుంది ఎవరికి ఏమనేసి. ఈ 10 days చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ మీకు. మీ అటెండెన్స్ పర్సంటేజ్ 100% రావాలంటే ఈ 10 days కంటిన్యూస్ గా క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అవ్వాల్సిందే. హోంవర్క్స్ లో నెగటివ్ రిపోర్ట్ రాకుండా ఉండాలంటే 10 days ఈ హోంవర్క్ సబ్మిట్ చేయాల్సిందే. రేపు కూడా ఆన్లైన్ ఎగ్జామ్ లేదు. లాస్ట్ డే మీకు ఎగ్జామ్స్ పెడుతున్నారు. నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ లాస్ట్ ఉంటుందేమో, అప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్ పెడుతున్నారు. ఈ మంత్ అంతా సిలబస్ ఒకేసారి వస్తుంది మీకు ఎగ్జామ్ కి. అనవసరంగా మీకోసం, మీ ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ కోసం అబ్సెంట్ అవుతున్నారు. మళ్ళీ బ్లేమ్ కరెంట్ కి, పేరెంట్స్ పైగా చెప్తున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు కూడా వీడియో ఆన్ చేయకుండా కొంతమంది ఉన్నారు. నిన్న రియల్లీ మా వెరీ వెరీ గుడ్ ఫర్ సూపర్ ఎస్ బ్యాచ్ చిల్డ్రన్. Nearly 3/4 of the student before 6 o'clock you have submitted your homeworks. Really thanks to you all children. What is wrong with S batch children? Super S batch వాళ్ళు మొత్తం 3/4 వరకు సబ్మిట్ చేసేసారు. ఒక 10 or 12 members ఏమో, 10 కూడా లేదు, 8 members ఏమో సబ్మిట్ చేయలే. మీకు ఎస్ బ్యాచ్ వాళ్ళకి ఏం రాంగ్? నాన్న చూడండి, ఇది నా కోసం కాదు, మీకోసమే. మళ్ళీ మీ పేరెంట్స్ వచ్చి మీకు మీ వీడియో రికార్డింగ్ చూపించి మీరు క్లాస్ ఎట్లా విన్నారు. కొంతమంది సెల్ స్క్రీన్ షాట్ తీసిండారు. ఆఫ్ స్క్రీన్ క్లాస్ విన్నట్టు ఆఫ్ స్క్రీన్ లో ఏదో చూస్తున్నారు అని సార్ నిన్న శ్వేత మేడం స్క్రీన్ షాట్ రికార్డింగ్ తీసింది బయటికి. మేడం తీశారు. మేబీ మేడం కాల్ చేయొచ్చు కూడా మీ పేరెంట్స్ కి. ఏమారు సీరియస్ గా మార్నింగ్ నుంచి ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ వరకు మీకు పెట్టిన క్లాసు, హాఫ్ డే ఏం లేదు. టీచర్స్ కూడా మార్నింగ్ నుంచి వాళ్ళు మీకోసం వచ్చి లెసన్ చెప్పి అన్ని చేసిపోతే నోట్స్ కూడా ఇన్కంప్లీట్స్ పెడుతున్నారు. That much of laziness is not at all good, my dears. Today onwards, I am saying you till end of the class, compulsory must and should stay in the class and don't say stupid excuse. Current ledu, Wi-Fi connection ledu, adi idi anesi. పక్కల మీ పక్కల ఎవరారు ఉన్నప్పుడు కూర్చొని క్లాస్ వినాల్సిందే కానీ మాట్లాడుకొని గేమ్స్ ఆడుకొని టైం వేస్ట్ చేసినా ఉంటుంది మీకు. See today if I say no, next moment by afternoon I'll be there in your house. By evening I want everyone must and should submit your homeworks. Today homework will be there, tomorrow won't be there, but tomorrow classes will be there. Once again, very good super S batch. Like that only today also mostly all the 100% at the homeworks has to be submitted, and S batch also today you have to submit before 6 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Okay, Nana, look at here. Okay, Nikhil. What is the difference between range and the drift? Super question, Nan. Okay. Range and drift, both are the horizontal distances only. Okay, Nama? Range and drift, both are horizontal distances only. But in case of, that is the range is related to the projectile motion. Okay, projectile motion. There is no any, okay, there is no any altered in that projectile motion. Okay, there is no any impact due to the air, impact due to the rotation of earth. impact due to the atmosphere is negligible in that condition. But here in this concept drift, okay, here at that position, the only object is moving in the particle in the origin in a path of a parabola for a projectile motion. In the projectile motion, the particle is moving in the horizontal direction. The particle will be continuously moving in the vertical direction, okay, at the same time. And the particle will execute the parabolic path. The path of a projectile is a parabolic path. Now, in this case, the motion of a boat was interrupted. The motion of a boat was disturbed by the flow of river. There is one disturbance is here. Okay, whatever it is maybe, finally we are using the same formula. At that time, range is equals to horizontal displacement. For that horizontal displacement, we are using the horizontal velocity into time. Here also same thing. Here also for drift for also, we are using the same concept for a horizontal distance. That is nothing but a drift. We are using a horizontal velocity into time. At that time, we are having a different formulas for a time of flight. That is equals to 2u by sine theta g. 2u sine theta by g. Here for time, we are getting the another formula omega by VBR cos theta. At that time, horizontal velocity is equals to u cos theta. Here the horizontal velocity is equals to VR minus VBR sine theta, where VR is nothing but a velocity of the river, okay, which shows some effect on a velocity of the boat, right? Nikhil, both are conceptually same, but the difference in the formulas and their motion simply. Okay, Nana? Range is completely on for projectiles only. Projectiles only. Okay, Nana? Range is for projectiles only. Here the drift means for the motion of a particles. Sometime he will give the like a boat. Sometime he will give like a swimmer also. Motion of a particles on a water, we can call it as a drift. Motion of a object in the earth gravity, we are take it as a range. Range is completely related to the projectiles. Projectile means which are moving under the earth gravitational force. Drift means on a water, on a moving body. Okay. Right. Conceptually, both are same, but according to formulas, they are just different. Right. Okay, Namma. Once again, I'm explaining the concept. All of you, please look at the here. River boat concept is the one of the important concept. Okay. After completion of a problems, we are going to deal about the concept of a rain and man problems also. Rain umbrella. Okay. Suppose if you are moving in a rain, the rain is falling in some direction. In which direction you have to keep your umbrella, okay, to escape from the rain. That is the next concept. First of all, look at here, Nana. If it is the river, the width of the river is nothing but the space or displacement between the two banks of a river, where VR is the direction of velocity of the river. If the river is moving in this direction, in its velocity, VR is also taken in the same direction only. If you want to cross the river from a point A to B, we have to start your boat in this direction. Why? Because if you start here, due to the heavy flow of a water, you may reach at any another point. You cannot able to reach the exact A, B point. That's why we are starting the boat in this direction by making an angle theta with the vertical. Although you are starting by making some angle, due to the heavy flow of water, finally the boat will reach the point C. The person observed, if a person observed the motion of a boat from the ground, it is the direction of a velocity of a boat, where VB is the velocity of a boat with respect to the ground, where VR is the velocity of the river with respect to the ground, whereas VBR is the velocity of a boat with respect to the river. If you observe here, a triangle is formed with VR, VB, VBR. Okay, where VBR and VR is the two adjacent sides of the triangle which are in the same direction, and the resultant will give the VB. That's why we are writing VBR is equals to VR plus VB. From this we can write VB is equals to, okay, VB is equals to VR plus VBR. Now here we are going to discuss about the relative motion in two-dimensional motion. That's why we are using the along horizontal direction and along vertical direction. Along vertical direction, the boat is moving with a velocity VBR cos theta. Along vertical direction, what is the velocity of the river, Nana? 0. That's why I'm writing VB is equals to VBR cos theta. Along horizontal direction, the boat is moving with a velocity VBR sin theta backwards, but the river is moving forward. That's why we are making the formula VBR or VB is equals to VR minus VBR sin theta. Next time, simply time is equals to displacement by velocity. Here the particle has to be traveled vertical displacement time. That's why I'm taking W. That's why we are taking the vertical velocity also VBR cos theta. Time t equal to W by VBR cos theta. And the drift for also horizontal velocity into time. Okay, Nana? Right? These are the topics. Tomorrow we will continue the remaining topic, Nana. You have a worksheet today and do the worksheet and send it in a proper time. Abbas, what's your doubt? If a stone is hit the boat, then the distance traveled by a boat up to it will sink, sir. I don't understand what your type, Nana. If a stone hit the boat, then the distance traveled by a boat up to it will sink, sir. Okay, we'll talk later about that. Thank you.